Hey guys, Zach here at eTrailer.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Hollywood Destination 2-bike platform style bike rack on our 2020 Nissan Pathfinder. This is going to be a really nice cost-effective way to get a platform style rack on your vehicle. If you're looking to carry more than 2 bikes, I would suggest maybe also looking at a hanging style rack, because this is going to be frame contact. And if you're looking to carry more than 2 bikes with a platform, the price is really going to start getting up there pretty quickly. But this, if you're just looking for 2 bikes, is a great way to get your bikes where you need to go. So it's kind of got a unique way that it holds on to the bike. A lot of frame mounts are going to grab up here on this top tube, but this one grabs it here on the down tube. And what's cool is it allows some adjustability for different frame style bikes. So this is kind of a traditional style, but if you had a smaller frame or one that has just kind of a different design, this can adjust to go up and down to different points to grab on there. One thing that I am not a big fan of this is you can't tilt the bike rack away at all with the bike's on. If you needed to get in your hatch, you'd have to take it off to get back in there. It's kind of the same thing with hanging style racks. You'd have to take the bikes off for most of them. But let's take a closer look at how this attaches down here on the wheels. So this is going to have a strap on each wheel, and it's going to sit in this cradle right here. I like that it has this kind of thick rubber padding right here to protect our wheels. And the straps do a really good job of holding that in place. You can see all these little grooves here. That's a nice adjustment point. Each one is going to make it a little bit tighter. I wouldn't go crazy on tightening it down, but you just press that lever right there to release it, and then pull it down to tighten it up. We're going to let those out. And we've got these fairly sturdy plastic cradles right there. There's a little bend in them, but you're not getting any pressure right there. I mean, the bike is just sitting down in it. Go back and release this one back here. And then here, you definitely want to hold on to your bike, because if you let go at this point, your bike is going to make contact with your vehicle. So we'll press that lever there. And this is maybe where the style is a little goofy. You can see I've got to feed it through with one hand and press that lever. And then with my other hand, I have to hold on to my bike. This bike's not super heavy, but it could be a problem if it was heavy. But, you know, I got it out. It wasn't too difficult, just a little awkward. I'm going to lift that up and over. I do like that with this beam frame mount, I don't have a big hook right here sticking up in the middle where I have to awkwardly pull my bike out of the way behind the vehicle. I was able to easily lift it up. If we look closer here at these, you can see how those rotate. They go up and down on this little center mast here. And they've got pretty decent padding there. That's kind of the same style, or it is the same style as the straps down for the wheels. And those straps are going to go in the same way. If we needed to get hatch access here, or if you just wanted to leave this on all the time, you can take that knob and loosen it up a little bit, and then we're going to release that arm right there. So this is just a support arm. This is one thing that I do like about this rack, is that it's lightweight. So this right here helps support this, because this is one of the main things holding your bike steady. And this is pretty lightweight. All of this is going to be really nice and compact when you get it down. And then when you get that back down in that position, we have full hatch access. So it's not too challenging to get those bikes off, and if you weren't using your rack, it's not that big of an issue. But some style bike racks, and you will maybe jump up in price with some of those features, will be able to tilt with the bikes on. But with it just being a 2-bike, it's not going to take that much effort. So let's get a measurement real quick. Let's show you how much this is going to add to the back of your vehicle. It's going to add 23.5 inches to the back of the vehicle. And then if we wanted to reduce that measurement, we can come down here and we can pull this clip from this pin. And there's a knob on the other side that's threaded in. Pull that out. You can rotate this up. Feed that knob back through. And then you can see it's going to thread right there. Get that in place. And just using this bike rack, I'm pretty pleased with how light it is. It's not super heavy, but it's also a lot more sturdy than I would anticipate it with it being that light. So then that takes us down quite a bit. And you can see how this bows out a little bit here to accommodate the way the bike sits on there. And that's going to be the furthest, most outward point, and that's at about 14¼ inches. Now there is a little bit of play here, and I think that if you had it in this position with this mass being loose, it could potentially make contact with your vehicle, but when it's in this position right here, it's about I'd say about 3¼ inches. So that's not something I'm super confident that it's going to hold in place. It is fairly loose, but I would probably not want to leave this on my vehicle all the time just for that. You know, and you could run those straps back in place to cut down on that. It's probably not a bad idea to put those in place. A lot of people leave them loose, but it's just one more thing to kind of rub up against your vehicle. You know, and I could maybe see somebody looping those straps around each other to hold that in place too. That wouldn't be a bad idea. So let's go ahead. Let's show you how we could do that. So that would do the trick. I mean, it's definitely not designed to do that, but you'd find ways around it. But let's take a closer look down here at the hitch, and we can show you how this attaches to the vehicle. So this is going to work with Class 2 or Class 3 hitches like we have here, so 2" by 2". But you can see it has this little sleeve around it. So you can remove that sleeve, and this will work with 1¼ hitches, and it works with Class 1 and Class 2 hitches. So if you had another vehicle at home and it had an 1¼ hitch, this would definitely work with that. And there's not a lot of platform racks in the Class 1 category, so that's a nice feature. Another cool thing that this does come with, for an entry-level bike rack, most of them aren't going to come with an anti-rattle bolt and a lock. So we have a lock here on the other side. So you can see I'm moving the whole vehicle when I shake the rack. A lot of other racks that you're going to see at the entry level is going to have just like a pin and clip. And it may have an anti-rattle bolt, but it probably isn't going to have a lock. So that's two really nice features down there at the hitch to secure this to your rack. Overall, I think it's a pretty good bike rack. It's going to do its job, get your bikes to where you need them to go. I like that it's lightweight. It's got the anti-rattle bolt and the lock. I wouldn't be too wild about that, but we've just found a fix there to keep that in place. But I think you'd be pretty happy with this bike rack. But that'll do it for our look at the Hollywood Racks Destination 2-bike platform style bike rack on our 2020 Nissan Pathfinder.